Hello friends, welcome to my channel Fintech Logics. So today we'll talk about a new concept called as absolute returns versus XIRR. So now when looking at your mutual fund statements, normally we get confused by looking at these terminologies, and it is inevident to know to understand that okay, how our mutual fund is performing. So I have covered multiple videos on mutual funds. If you have not seen that, please have a look. I'll try to give some of the links here. So let's begin the topic of our discussion today. Now, when we look at any mutual fund statement, we normally look at two terminologies which come. So first one is if you see the left hand side diagram, the number one is called as absolute return, and number two you see a terminology called as XIRR. Now when you look at both these, normally we might think that what is the correct representation of our mutual funds returns. So if you look at absolute return, so absolute return calculation is very simple. So the value that I have invested, it does not take into account the different amount that is invested at different point of time. So the total value which is invested, if you call that as your invested value, and the value that you have at this point of time, if you call that as current value, then the calculation is that you deduct your current value minus your investment value, and you put that as a percentage of your investment value. So that is in turn very simple calculation of your absolute returns, that okay, I have invested this much and what is the value at this point of time. That's all. Now at the same time, when I look at XIRR, the full form stands like extended internal rate of return. Now you see there is some difference between absolute return and this. So how is it? Now if you see the statement below, I have, let's say, invested different amount at different point of time, right? And as per that, I have different NAVs with which I have bought different units at a different point of time. Now I use a simple formula of XIRR and in simple bring all those things as per a current date, or if I oversimplify that, I do the treatment of the time of investment here, that okay, if something is invested for 6 months and if something is invested for a year, then I take into account the time in finding out the return. So that is in simple what I am doing here. So it can be calculated by a simple formula which is also there in your Excel, by taking your XIRR equal to XIRR, and you pass the values, different values and different date range, and find out the value at a particular date. So in short, this gives a better picture of how is my mutual fund actually performing, if it is good or if it is bad. Is it performing as per my expectation or not? Now a point of caution here is that if your date of investment is less than 1 year, then it normally doesn't work. It should be more than a year. So that is why, in short, you should always look at XIRR for knowing the actual return instead of your absolute return. I hope this video would have made the concept clear about how to look at your statements with XIRR. Please let me know if you need to know any additional details about this. Thanks a lot for watching.